Okay, we
You guys,
are going.
has ever gone for an eye test, an eye exam?
Yeah, in the
Yes,
past.
I had one, my first and only one last year.
We can all relate to the hell of the eye puff machine thing.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, when they go, there's going to be it's testing the pressure in your eye, and you're there just going, and then
They just like they keep you in suspense. Like sometimes they'll be like, "I'm just not going to tell you when. Just like keep looking into this."
because people move.
And then when
if you tell them when,
it happens, it's like, oh, like it's like
Now,
You're
I've
like, oh.
heard of this, but I've never experienced it.
You're lucky. I mean, okay, it's not
Granted,
terrible.
I've seen the eye doctor like twice in my life, and once was just to get glasses.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
don't you wear
I mean-
glasses?
Sometimes.
I thought it was just customary that you engage in the farm focus machine and then the puff machine.
Puff machine.
Maybe
Farm
not.
focus.
What is the
Maybe
farm
not every
focus?
place. It's like you focus on on a barn in a picture. Maybe it's a different picture for other places.
I mean, I think they definitely have you concentrate on things. I think it's just your eye doctor happens to have a barn photo in his office.
Yeah. And like whenever you get down to it and you're like reading the thing, you feel like it's a test, and if you get it wrong, you're a fucking idiot. Even though it's about literally just making
There is
sure you can
literally
see
not a
it
right
properly.
or wrong answer. It's
It's about making sure you get the right prescription, but it's like the pressure's on and you don't want to seem
Do
like a
you lie?
dum.
And you go, how many lines
Well-
down can you see? I can see them all. Are you sure? Are you like that? Shouldn't be humanly possible. Well, it is. Sorry,
It's
don't know
like
what to
it's
tell
like you wanna it's like you don't want to get it wrong, but like the point is that you're supposed to get it wrong if you can't actually see it, because
Yeah,
then it helps you get
that's
the right
the point.
prescription.
I like how you're too prideful. God help you if you ever get like a serious illness or like break a bone, and someone would be like,
No.
"You shouldn't be walking." No, it's okay. I can see the bone sticking out your shin. No, I'm fine. Don't know what you're on about. Nope.
I know
This doesn't
it's all
hurt.
right. Don't worry about
I'd
it.
be
It's
wrong
it's
otherwise.
perfectly fine.
And I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
I am correct.
Man, it's October. I'm allowed to be a little spooky with my bones.
Oh my God! It's Spooktober. I should have changed this background. We've just got a plain ass. It's the plain Jane bar, which I like. I like the bar very much. But
Well,
we need some.
presumably next week will be our spooky episode. Maybe even the next week.
Probably next week because that's the 30th of October. So,
Yeah.
with any luck, 30th of October. That's a day before Halloween. That's Hallows Eve.
Ooh. You know what? We're gonna be so spooky that we're finally gonna tell you what podcast you're listening to.
Oh shit! There you go. Yeah. Hey everyone, welcome. Pull up a chair if you're new to the happy hour. This is the Manga Happy Hour episode 184. If you're watching the video, you can see that information. So I didn't need to convey it to you, but if you are listening to the podcast, as always, I thought we'd let you know. My name is Simon, better known as Vacant. Above me, at the very top, we should have probably started at the top to bottom there. We have Bringus Bringle, otherwise known as Manimal.
Is the man for meals? I'm rolling up to your door and I have a tray with what's foul? Like people are like, oh, foul. Like what the fuck is foul? Like what kind of meat is that?
Is that
Like
baby-
rotting.
Do you mean like
That's
foul?
Really?
foul.
As in FOWL?
Yeah, FOWL, foul. Like what is
Oh,
it?
It's either baby, not
Wait,
Calf
what are we
is
talking?
like.
We're not talking about the
Oh.
smell.
No, not FOUL, FOWL, and I
Oh, like that's
fowl.
birds.
That's bird.
Like waterfowl. It's like a duck.
Oh, okay. Because I've always like heard of it, but I've never like eaten it. Same with like liver.
Apparently,
No,
turkey is a
well,
fowl.
Liver's in Oregon. Fowl
Yeah.
are like game birds. Like they're birds you hunt.
Okay.
Pheasant is a type of fowl. It's not like the species of the bird. It's just describing what you do with it.
I
Yeah,
like
okay, that
pheasant
makes
because it
sense.
sounds like someone with a lisp saying pleasant.
Isn't. Yeah.
I'm not a pheasant fucker. I'm not a pheasant plucker. I'm a pheasant plucker's son. Is that how it goes?
Something like that. I can't.
But you start saying pheasant fucker at some point. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I can't do tongue twisters. my mouth spazzes out enough with the
Well,
English
you
language.
can't pronounce the number 3 as we've discovered, so it's all the same.
Free. Thunder.
Yep. There it is.
Four.
Zep Beth.
Because I overthink it. That's my problem. If I start consciously making the decision, I'll pucker my lips and jut my tongue out. So I'm starting going 3, 4.
But you don't pucker your lips to do the noise.
I know, but when you think about how you maneuver your mouth, which is a weird way of saying it, but how you the position of your tongue and everything when you do words is just natural to you. But when you start thinking about it, you exaggerate those movements. So do you know?
All
when
right,
you're
I want
say,
you to
B.
I'd like
B.
for you to maneuver your mouth into words of praise to validate me.
Yeah, but if you're going to say the number 3, you don't have your lips closed at any point. They should never start to be closed. Okay, I want you to do this. I want you to keep your lips apart, and then I want to put tip of your tongue just between your teeth.
Who's at home do this too?
I'm doing it right now.
And then go th.
This is fucking.
There you go. You
Sesame
got
Street.
that.
There you go.
This is the discovery. This is like for all of you at home. You're all learning. We're all learning today.
But yeah. That is also the elementary teacher in the middle there, sandwiched between me and Manimal. That is Coryn. Just all snuggled up in there. Because we've got, well, I was going to say human avatars. They're certainly not human. We've got anime avatars. I'm me. OC don't steal.
Right now, as we are snuggled, are we a burrito? Are we a pita? Like
I'd
what?
say a traditional sandwich because there's, I'm at the bottom, you're at the top, and then Coryn's the filling. Because if it was a burrito, that's super, super snug. That's like you're all rolled into one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what
in
a
this
Google
case,
Hangout
it's a
is.
sandwich.
Yeah.
See, it's the
sandwich.
bread theory of what is and what is not a sandwich, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of this?
Yes, I know,
I
like
said,
the hot dog debate.
I don't know.
Well, all right, so here's the thing.
When people talk about
This is how you settle whether a hot dog is a sandwich or not.
Go for it.
It all depends on how many sides of a thing there is bread. So, if you have bread on 2 sides, 2 opposite sides, like imagine it like, a dice, it's a cube, 2 opposite sides, that's a sandwich. If you have bread on all 6 sides of the cube, it's a burrito. And if you have it on 3 sides, it's a taco.
So a hot dog is
Therefore,
a taco?
a hot dog is a taco because it has bread on 3 sides.
But what if you rip the bun in half?
Then it's a sandwich.
Then it's a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
We're learning a lot
But
today.
a hot dog in its pristine state is a taco.
So, okay, so I'll convert a taco into a sandwich is to break the shell.
Yes.
Okay, fair game.
Speaking of breaking the shell, we better break the shell of tips and dips because we're 8 minutes in and we haven't said anything yet. So let's get into it.
I thought we were
I'll get a tip out of the way. That's tips and dips. It's the same thing, except sometimes we mention good things and sometimes we mention bad things.
You know what tips and dips is by now. You've been.
I do, but the joke was you said we haven't said anything, but I've said words,
okay.
so
I'm
listening to me.
But a quick dip and dip. I bought a bunch of Halloween candy.
Oh.
It's a good thing and a bad thing. 'Cause
Okay, but did you get like good like little chocolate bars or like what'd you get?
Is it the cheap shiz?
Now, famously, I don't eat chocolate.
It is famous.
But yeah,
So I didn't
that's
get-
right.
I
I
know.
forgot. I know. I actually
But
remember.
I did get good stuff. I got one. It has, let's see, it has Tiger Pops, which okay, they're basic, your round suckers. They're okay. I got some Big League Chew Pops, which are just balloon pops, but they're Big League Chew brand. They're good. It's got Atomic Warheads. It's got Smarties. It's got Double Bubble. It's got some gummies shaped like emojis, which I think are kind of okay. They're fine. There's something else in there.
Have you got candy corn?
Basically, I got candy pumpkins, which are better.
They are better. Candy pumpkins are like way better than candy corn. That's a confirmed fact.
Yeah, there's a slight different formula, I think, to make them that size, and it does the
Candy
trick.
pumpkins.
Mm-hmm. So if you have atomic warheads and your friend also has them, do you have to like keep them so you can like stockpile to see like who has the bigger pile of atomic warheads?
Well, I'll tell you, I have a pile of one atomic warhead sitting on my desk, and some point during this episode, I might put it in my mouth.
Might
We're going to
have
see if these motherfuckers are just as sour as they used to be or not.
I might have to be smuggling some of my atomic warheads to my small allies. I'm gonna have to be arming them up with those atomic warheads.
You were reaching for that joke, but you got it. You got there.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to
You
make
got
it a Castro. I was trying to make a Castro joke.
Rip Castro.
Mhm.
Castro.
And it's like that. Is this the 2 or 3 year anniversary for that joke?
Oh shit! No, that was like the end of 2016, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, okay. I'm a little early.
Or 17. I don't.
I can't remember.
It's been a minute.
It's somewhere in the happy hour lore in Mythos. But yeah, we've got a bunch of Halloween candy. My other half absolutely. She'd be in her element when it comes to Halloween in the US or in Canada because it's not such a big deal here. So like she'll make like treat bags for all the kids who will knock on. So we're like one of the best houses on the block. People come over and they're very disappointed when we haven't got that shit left. Like knock on, they're like, and you have to give them like just a handful of candy. They're like, the kids earlier got some bags from y'all. I'm sorry, boys.
They
Sorry.
called the what is it called? Monster Munch.
Crack out the Monster
Ooh.
Munch. Now you don't give crisps to kids at Halloween. You give them, like,
mean,
popping candy.
It's always nice to get that weird bag of Doritos because you got all that other sugar. Some just other good junk food in there. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, too many sweets. Yeah,
Toss a plot twist. Give me like some, not vegetables. Don't give me celery. Don't give me lettuce.
I got a puzzle one time when I was a kid. So we hit up the new estate, because that's where all the posh motherfuckers lived. They were all new built houses, fancy cars. We were like, they're gonna give out the good shit. So we were tactical. We nailed that estate, and we got some good shit. But one person, they didn't give out chocolate. They gave out because the house before gave out full size Snickers bar, not party size, full size. You know what I'm saying? That you are flexing on people if you're giving out full size Snicker bars.
Oh, yeah.
For Halloween. But yeah, the house after, they gave us like a little plastic puzzle. So like you had to, I can't even remember. It was almost like a jigsaw, but all of the pieces are attached and you have to like sort of shift them up and down, if you know what I mean. Like slide them into position. I found that really odd. It was cool. Like I enjoyed it, but it's a bit weird to give out.
And why didn't like more people think about that? Like just go to like rich neighborhoods to trick or treat instead.
That's what you do, man, because you're gonna get some
Brilliant.
good ass chocolate from there.
It's always just like I always figure people, just went down their street and stuff, but why not go somewhere fancy?
Go to rich neighborhoods. There's a PSA. Anyone who's planning to take the kids trick or treating this year, target the wealthy.
Any of those like sections of houses where they all kind of like look the same and you drive down and you're like really confused where you are.
Yeah, just nail
Places
all
like
them.
that.
That's where you want to be. Look, as soon as you hit your grandparents, because you always hit your grandparents first.
I try
Then
not
you
to
gotta go
strike my
rich house.
grandparents with physical violence, even if it is
Okay,
Halloween.
you don't hit your grandparents, but you do visit their house on Halloween first because they want to take photos. Those are the rules. Then
they can
you
give
find
you-
the biggest houses in town and you hit them.
Yeah, you nail them.
Coincidentally, you find the nicest old ladies. Good chances are they made you some like cookies or some like popcorn balls or something.
That's
And
pretty
hollow-
sweet. Baked goods.
Man,
That's a game
man.
changer.
I
Like the
know.
bar.
I mean, modern day parents probably throw them out because they think there's needles inside. But you know what? Fuck it. I grew up in the 90s.
like trick or treating, the bar was set super high in 2002.
Was that
Tahoe,
peak?
when my moo gave me Tahoe Nuva?
Give you what? Oh, she gave you
Tahoe.
Bionicle.
Yeah,
Whoa.
the most ultimate of all things, and it was never topped.
That's pretty sweet, to be fair, because they're not cheap. That's
Isn't
like
it?
getting like a 20, 25 quid toy for Halloween.
Yeah. It's pretty fantastic.
That's
I'm trying to
fair enough.
remember if I was still going as Darth Maul in 2002. That was definitely towards the end of my like Halloween like trick or treating career.
Yeah, there's a certain age that you get to, and you kind of can't after. Like, I'd probably say, because we had a couple of years ago, we had like just a bunch of 16-year-olds, or I would say between 16 to 18, just come to the door at like 10 o'clock.
And you're
Like
just
really
go
late.
away.
And they were like, "Do you want?" Well, they went trick or treat, and I thought, because they had foreign accents, so I thought, bit odd that they've came this time, but whatever. Like, maybe they didn't, maybe they haven't clued in. Who knows? Maybe they don't get that. It's for kids. Who the hell knows?
Somebody
so-
was just like, when you walk around, you get candy, and they were just like,
yeah,
fuck
they
yeah,
did.
free food.
I'm pretty certain none of them had a
Hey,
mask. They just had a bag. Maybe that was just their hustle. They just came to people. But they said trick or treat, so I gave them the bowl, but they were fucking grabbing handfuls, and I was like, whoa,
What if-
whoa.
What if trick or treating is consensual robbery?
I mean, it kind of is, because you're saying trick or treat me, or there's going to be a trick played on you, and that trick's going to
Yeah.
involve you losing some of your property.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, give me a treat me right, otherwise I'm going to do something to fuck you up. Which
Yeah,
isn't fair.
yeah.
We do not agree with that. Kind of is when you think about it. But yeah. It's weird that it's developed on Halloween. Like, surely the principle of trick-or-treating would work better with Christmas because of Saint Nick, going around giving... Well, actually, no, that doesn't make sense. Ignore everything I've just said, because now I'm thinking, no,
Yeah, like,
because you'd
what-
be
what
knocking
am I
on
s-
doors to get presents, not to give presents. So,
like what am I gonna do? Knock someone's door and they're gonna give me like a friggin' candy cane? They're gonna give me like a
Yeah.
friggin' yo-yo.
A
Like
Terry's chocolate orange, a fucking Toblerone
they're just gonna
bar.
go to
It's gonna be sick.
Dollarama and just get like a bunch of fucking like party favors and shit to give out.
Yeah. Just give out you could give out Christmas crackers and then some shit inside. Oh mate, this is a business venture to get into. Speaking of which, I know we're going massively off tangent here, but like Halloween, you know me guys, I love Christmas. Christmas is number one in my heart and soul.
Same here. We are both valiant Christmas warriors, me and you.
We love Christmas a little more than most, I guess.
Yeah.
We're into the season a little too hard for many, but I feel personally offended when I go in the shops now in the stores because we're getting a lot more. Halloween's becoming bigger here in the last 5 to 10 years. Like it's becoming bigger. They're getting the scale of decorations are becoming more similar to what you would get, I suppose, in America and in Canada. Because it used to be
like
really
a bunch of
small.
shitty inflatable stuff.
Yeah, stuff like the big things that you'd actually put outside and stuff like displays and fake gravestones, all that kind of stuff. We didn't really ever.
Well,
have that
okay,
here.
I guess my question is, what is the quality of the stuff you put outside? Because there's a
Shitty, mostly.
there's a lot. Like how a lot of people these days for Christmas will just inflate a bunch of shit in their front yard.
Yes.
It's happening to Halloween, and I hate it.
Like
So it's
the
not
inflatables. Shit, you know what I liked when they had like the spider that you filled up with like leaf bags, and you made the spider out of all of it. That was fucking lit.
See, that sounds
Those are
like
pretty good.
That'd be extreme here. Like, but
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
starting to get it.
yeah.
But what I've seen in the stores recently, and they had it in last year as well, is you've got purple and orange tinsel, and you've got Halloween crackers, like crackers that you pull, like Christmas crackers. They got Halloween-based ones. Bullshit! Stop stealing. You're gonna have Halloween Christmas trees soon, like Halloween trees that you decorate. I don't agree with it. Do not steal Christmases. You have pumpkins. You have your own
They're
stuff.
not going to do Halloween trees, but there will be Halloween lights.
There already is.
Well,
People
I
can
mean,
get
yeah, there's like
pumpkin lights.
pumpkin lights. Yeah.
I don't agree. It
Yeah,
makes me
I
offended.
do just want to get like a string of like the classic little pointy Christmas lights, but like all in like orange or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking of more likely. But I mean, people do Halloween trees, but that's mostly just a riff on Christmas.
Yeah,
It's not like a widespread tradition.
not
I
about
think
it.
There's
one
no
of
about
these
it.
That's
days,
the beauty is there's no widespread tradition about Halloween besides just grabbing candy and dressing up. That's really it. There's a lot of variation.
big war between the Halloween fans and the Christmas fans as they become more and more divided. The Kringle Warriors and the
Civil War.
or between the Kringleites and the fucking
Halloholics?
skeleton.
Oh no, it doesn't work.
Yeah, or like the Bonanites and the Kringleites and the Bonanites.
The Bone
Like
Apostles versus the
the
Kringleites.
Bone Apostles, or there's gonna be like this huge war, and the Kringleites will win. Like, duh.
They've
But-
took our tinsel. We will
Yeah.
take their pumpkins. We will carve fruit
For-
in the name of Jesus or
My
Santa.
tinsel, and then I'm just gonna fucking.
I'm gonna decorate an apple out of protest. Just put a little
I'm
beard on
gonna
it.
decorate.
shove
I'm
it
gonna
outside.
decorate. I'm gonna decorate your face with my fist.
Oh, okay. I'm on your side. I'm a Kringleite. You don't have to
We're
turn on
Kringleites.
me so like this early on.
Like I don't want to express too many political views, but we're definitely Kringleites.
Yeah. Let's not be political. We've refrained from mentioning mostly political issues. Hong
We're
Kong,
definitely
all
not
that.
going to get into the civil war of Halloween and Christmas fans.
But yeah.
See, I
Pressing
feel pretty
political
torn in
issue.
between here. I think I might fall like kind of right in the center. That's the
I
problem.
think you're
You
the
fence-sitter.
bystander who's sucked in against your will. We'll be fighting over you.
I love them both. They don't
We
You
all
can
just get
only
along.
pick one. Cool. You just can't make up your mind.
Why
I'm gonna
not
lead up the
both?
third faction, where they're gonna have the master edition of the game, and then you can play my faction. You can get the true ending.
You can get the
Third party?
Thanksgiving guys who were there. But we were already divided
Thanksgiving-
because
hey,
of that
hey,
Canada and
hey,
UK,
hey,
US.
Thanksgiving was this weekend.
Was it?
Thanksgiving.
Wait,
Sure,
Yeah,
it was.
that's
To the real
Sure, it
Thanksgiving.
was.
that's super early. I thought
man.
Canadian Thanksgiving's like November 1st or something.
Shout out to the real Thanksgiving that occurred. Well, I guess the whole weekend from the 12th to the 14th. Shout out.
The real Thanksgiving that wasn't invented until like 1900.
It's real in my heart.
That's getting earlier and earlier, surely. That's got to be like the earliest since I've known all of the 3
man,
years
it's-
that I've known of Canadian Thanksgiving.
No.
Fair enough then.
Okay, Thanksgiving last year. Oh, no. Haha. Guess what? Thanksgiving last year was October 8th.
Oh, okay. No one cares about that.
That's
Thanksgiving.
so incredibly early.
Yeah.
It's before
Do I
Halloween.
mind?
It doesn't sit right with me.
No,
like it, I like
October
it.
should be dedicated.
Thanksgiving.
October's Halloween,
Because-
November's my birthday, and then December's Christmas. That's how I do it.
Well, in October is Thanksgiving and Halloween. November is like Remembrance Day, and then December is Christmas.
See, this is why you need Thanksgiving in November, because you do something besides Remembrance Day.
Well, I mean, Remembrance Day isn't exactly like you don't just like sit there and be like woohoo.
There's no Remembrance
know,
Day
you-
tinsel.
Exactly.
You wear the
You gotta have
poppy.
some.
You
You have
know,
no fun in November. You gotta.
You wear the poppy.
You ain't carving nothing for Remembrance Day, so
Yeah.
it's not a special.
Yeah, it's not a good holiday unless you get to carve something. Pumpkins, turkey,
Yeah.
ham.
Oh
Boom.
my god, yeah.
Game. Man, I have a controversial opinion.
What?
Pumpkin pie is better on Christmas than Thanksgiving.
Well, that's because you have it at the wrong time of year. If you had it in November, it would be best then.
Okay, I've had
Excuse
pumpkin
me.
pie once made by an American lady who used to work at our office, and because I was talking about it and never tasting it, she'd made some from home and brought it in. Wasn't that great? Not gonna lie, didn't much care for it.
And pumpkin pie is
It's-
only good made by my Finnish grandma.
It's possible she just had a shitty pumpkin pie recipe because
I
those
was-
exist. Not all pumpkin pie is created equal.
She is also in the UK, so where she got the ingredients to do it, unless she got like raw pumpkin, I suppose. Like, I mean, you can obviously get pumpkins around, but maybe that had a factor into it.
I'll say, I mean, I can't even imagine. You can get a can of Libby's over there. Surely.
Have you guys
I'll get
ever thought
eggnog over
about
here. Go on, sorry.
what? Have you guys ever thought about what percentage of the U.S. population shoves their dicks into pumpkins every year?
I can't say
Not
I have
before
until today.
now.
Now you have. Now you're forced to think about it.
I would say it's low. I mean, if you're gonna stick your dick in any kind of vegetable,
You
because a pumpkin's quite firm flesh.
Well, it depends. I guess it depends how you're doing it. Are you just cutting a hole in the side?
You're gonna have to tunnel in. You're
I
gonna have
don't
to tunnel in
need
quite deep
tunnel
for a
in.
pumpkin, because that gets firm. But then what about the
See, look at
seeds? Seeds aren't gonna be comfortable.
Wait,
Well,
I want to note
I
that.
think you probably wouldn't notice the seeds in among all the other gushy stuff.
I want to note that. I just said
Gushy
this, and
stuff.
now
That's probably the best.
I want to
part.
note. I just said this, and now you guys are thinking about the logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made us think about the
basically,
logistics.
What do
That
you
was
feel
your
what's going to
point.
happen?
You said something, and now we're thinking about it. I would say it's low. But Coryn is the only American person here. Coryn, have you ever, inserted yourself inside a pumpkin?
Ain't never fucked no pumpkin.
So we're at 0% then.
I can tell you right now, I have never fucked a vegetable. Okay with
Wow,
that.
I have. She
Not
was very
once.
grateful.
you fucking veg virgin.
I don't know if that's the wrong kind of virgin to be. I don't think it's. I'm going to put it out there. Not bad to be any kind of virgin. I don't think it's right to fuck vegetables.
Veg
you,
virgin.
you, first thing you tell me you're a veg virgin. What's next? You're a fruit virgin. You're.
All right, tell me,
Veg virgin.
Mr. Manimal,
Yeah.
what's the best fruit to fuck? If you're so knowledgeable.
It's
it
a
an
head of
orange?
lettuce because it's a head.
That's not fruit.
It's not a fucking fruit.
Wait, what?
He said what fruit? And you said a fucking head of lettuce.
Lettuce is a vegetable?
It's no, the fruit.
What's the best fruit? You're the one who brought up fruit fucking.
Wait, I'm confused. Okay, the best fruit, if I had to pick out of all the ones I've tried.
Grapefruit. Hands down.
You guys fucking plum. Like just
Fucking plum. I don't think
Wait, isn't it a peach? It guys has to be peach, right?
either a peach. I'd say grapefruit all day long. Cut a little
Oh,
hole
I
in
feel
there.
like a grapefruit would be really acidic though.
It shouldn't burn, hopefully.
I don't know. I feel like it's a grapefruit. Okay, anything that's too citrusy is probably out because that's gonna. Look, have you ever gotten like a lemon juice or something squirted into your eyeball?
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say, have you ever had any lemon juice squirted on
What
your
about-
penis? Yes, but
No,
I'm not telling you
Well,
why.
just imagine. Have you had like some citrus juice
Yes,
squirted into your eyeball?
Yes. Yeah.
Now imagine on the inside of your dick.
But I'd
Yeah,
say
but, like-
an eyeball is more sensitive than the inside of your dick.
It is, but not by much. I feel like it's the next step down.
But have you ever seen?
Like it goes eyeball, dick.
Have, have you ever seen the technique of the fantastic lady called Auntie, who will do a blowjob? It's a YouTube video and it became a meme a little bit. So basically, it's a woman, and I guess she was like a sex instructor per se. She was giving people like tips on how to please your man, and her name was Auntie. And one of her techniques, her secret special technique, was called the grapefruit. And I feel like we might have to watch that video. And there's nothing lewd, and there's not actually a real person, but she does knock on a dildo. Maybe not then, because maybe we'll get taken down. But basically,
You've definitely shown us this before.
it is fantastic because it's the way she sets it up. It's like, you got to blindfold your man, because if you walk in with a grapefruit, he's going to think something's up.
You've told us this before.
It's also her technique as well. Her blowjob technique is questionable at best, because she makes one of the most bizarre noises. Oh no, this is like, the problem is when you try and find something on YouTube, it's always going to be a meme video, isn't it? Like whether it's been bass boosted or whatever. But yeah, she sounds like a bobcat that's drowning. Like, it's the most horrendous noise I've ever heard in my life.
You've definitely shared this with us before.
think
I
I
don't.
It's fantastic. So I'm going to go with grapefruit because she sounds like she knows what she's on about. So that's my opinion on the matter, because I forgot what we were talking about.
Fair. Guys, what about a peach? You can slap that booty.
You can clap them cheeks on the peach.
But there's a really hard pit in the center of the
It's
peach.
small, isn't it?
Sometimes, guys,
It's also
sometimes
small.
Sometimes the booty firm.
Yeah, but unless you have like a half-inch dick, you're gonna run into that like gnarly ass seed.
Sometimes the booty planting seeds.
I'm so afraid now.
Sometimes,
Nothing's going right.
some-
It's
yeah,
all gone wrong.
okay, sometimes the booty.
Can that be the title of the episode?
What? Sometimes the booty be planting seeds. Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Please.
Okay.
Can we talk about the Joker?
Yes, let's talk about some topic. I am remiss to remember a time when one of our titles referred to a manga or an anime. Sometimes
Yeah,
the
rip.
booty
Yeah,
be
for-
planting seeds.
I feel like sometimes it's better if it doesn't.
Maybe it'll link
Okay.
in. Well, in fact, maybe it will, because there is some butt-related activity going on in anime that I've watched this week. So we'll get to that later.
So, guys, just keep in mind, sometimes the booty be planting seeds. But okay, we're trying to switch gears. Can you hear? Okay,
We'll go
okay.
to the Joker.
Vacant. I need you. I'm going to tell you something, and I need you to do the sound effects for me. Okay.
Okay.
Putting up the engine of a fucking
Bring up the engine
of a Great Dodge Caravan from like 2002.
Okay, that's awfully specific.
So the Dodge Grand Caravan, the blue one from like the early 2000s.
Engine sound effect.
So give me the engine of sound effect of when you start the Grand
I
Caravan.
have the
Just give me it.
2003 Dodge Caravan engine noise. I don't know if that's going to help.
Okay, yeah, just give me it.
Okay, let me get
Do
the.
it.
Hang on.
You have to do it with your mouth.
Oh, in my mouth. I thought you wanted it actually on screen at the time because I've just searched it on YouTube.
You have to give me it.
Okay, I will give you this sound. Okay, I'm gonna play it. Here you go, guys.
We started the Grand Caravan.
There you go.
Listening to, and I have a CD in the CD player.
You have a CD in the CD player. That's what a CD player sounds like.
And I'm shifting gears now. So give me the gear shifting sound. Okay, welcome to the movie review segment of the podcast. Today we'll be talking about Joker. So I watched the movie.
You did.
Applaud, clap for me. And
Oh yeah, this is Manimal contributing content. Whoa!
Oh yeah. Okay, so when going into this movie, I kind of had like expectations that it wouldn't be shit.
Mm-hmm.
Based
Okay.
on everything, and it's kind of movie that you walk out of and you're like, wow, that was great. I love that. That was fantastic. You kind of watch it and you're like, wow, I kind of feel shitty.
Yeah.
It's like it's such a great. Okay, first of all, let's just get it straight. Joaquin Phoenix was absolutely amazing in this film. He gave an incredible performance. It was absolutely just so good. And this movie is incredible at creating tension. The whole movie's tense. The whole movie is unsettling because of his just ridiculously great performance in this film. It's out of this world. And God as well. Everything's done really well. And its use of like we'll say violence and stuff is effective, because I actually thought this movie was going to be more violent and brutal than it was.
Yeah.
So I heard it really wasn't that violent, all things considered.
Like I was expecting it to be like way worse in that, but like when it is, you're like, ooh, you know.
Yeah, it uses it sparingly to make it more impactful when it actually does.
It's an effective.
But, it's how violence should be used.
Yeah.
Exactly, because it's used in a very effective way, and this movie is shot really well. And again, it creates this very eerie tone throughout the whole film. You're just like, oh god, ugh. And I thought it's the kind of movie like you can get a lot of interpretations out of this film, and you can come out of it thinking something way different than what somebody else would. And like
Yeah.
There's not like a super clear message. And the thing is, this movie is something that you could. It's like it's a movie you discuss after you watch it.
Yeah.
It's not like Endgame or something where you're just like, oh, that was like oh, cool superheroes. Like it's a movie you actually think about. Kind of like, what
Yeah.
were they trying to say in that movie?
I've heard because I've heard a lot of people have obviously theorized about it because the Joker's has mental issues. So he's an unreliable narrator, from what I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, and like, and the thing with the movie is there's this great, and I thought this was something in the movie that was really clever. Has his first kills on the train. Does it? He doesn't know who these people are.
Yeah.
He
Spoilers.
interprets it. Well, I wouldn't really call it spoilers. I mean,
Joker kills people. Spoilers.
yeah, but everybody, like people interpret it as something entirely different, and it kind of shows you how the media creates monsters or helps to create monsters.
Yeah.
Like that. I think this movie has a pretty decent commentary on media and stuff like that.
Yeah, that hasn't gone down too well, has it? In the in the mainstream media.
Oh yeah, of course they want to make it seem like it's some thing, but like I think that's just kind of bullshit.
Yeah, the whole fucking, you know, the army of giving people tips if they go to watch it and all that kind of stuff. Like, it just sounded
This movie
ridiculous.
this movie does not glorify the character. That's not what I thought, because I came out of this like, ooh, that didn't make me feel
Like,
good. You
the
know,
act, like Joaquin Phoenix has got a really positive feedback from it. People have not been so kind to Todd Phillips, who because I looked at who the director was because I was like, who did this then? That's quite interesting. Like, because I was thinking it sounds like a very good film. He's the dude who did fucking Hangover and Due Date and all of them. Like, he did comedies.
The recurring criticism of this movie in that it interprets mental illness as something like if you just go off your meds, then you'll just become this, and you're inherently violent if you have problems.
Yeah.
Perception that I think, and not that it necessarily says, but you could see it as saying that, you know.
Yeah, but surely, because like I say, all thingy, I've yet to see the movie. I'm only reading like the criticisms it's received online, but I would imagine from what you've said and what I've seen, it's not just the fact that he has mental issues. It's obviously the I mean, not to use the phrase, it's the society that he lives in, like the circumstances that
I know it's
because
it's the meme. It's the meme,
Yeah.
but it's like it's more than just that. It's this movie shows you all these kind of different factors that create it with an already broken person.
Because I've heard people have said it's gone out its way to be, apolitical, and it's not showing, one like both. It's not black and white. Like, it's not. Yeah, this is
It
the
isn't.
rich are right.
It isn't. And that's why this whole like thing with like the rich, this and that, this is created by the media and the other people in the movie, but not by the Joker. Like the Joker just does shit as the Joker does, because that's what he does, and everybody else interprets it in a way that he didn't even intend, you know? And then he just rolls with it like, okay, cool.
That's fair.
It's like I say, it sounds like a really good movie from what people have said, and I guess I mean my expectations for it were nothing. I had no interest in seeing it because I was like, it's DC. Last one they put out was Shazam, but before that it was Aquaman, and I was like, meh, don't care.
When I saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't think anything of it too much, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't come out of this thinking, knowing that it's in Gotham and it has the Joker. I didn't come out of this thinking it was like a comic book movie.
Well, funny you say that, because one of the things Todd Phillips, the director, has been attacked for was a quote where he said he tried to sneak a real film inside a comic book film, and a lot of people
I see what he means.
Have taken exactly, because I understand what he means. He means he's wanting to do a more like grittier, closer, like realistic kind of drama, as opposed to I mean, we're just coming fresh off of Endgame. It's not that Endgame's bad. It's I thoroughly enjoyed it. But it's a different kind of feel.
Endgame is not like this great piece of art like A New Hope or The Godfather or something like that. You know,
Yeah,
it's just like it's
blockbuster
just like
entertainment.
fucking. It's not, and it's maybe a few notches more than, I don't know, the last Transformers movie.
Oh, it's more than a few. Come on, it's a
I,
lot more
I
than a
didn't
few
I didn't
notches.
watch the last, whatever the fuck, Transformers 4, the last dick face wizard guy. I don't know what it was called, but like, because yeah, it's clearly, because I get what he means by a real film, and I wouldn't be so snobby as to call comic book films not real films, but they're
Yeah, I think
just
people, which again, I kind of understand why people took it as like an attack against comic book films, or he's disrespecting the source material. But I really don't think that's what he was saying. Like,
and me, I like standalone or like individual superhero movies, like the original Superman,
Yeah.
and like even I consider like the first two Spider-Man movies and Wonder Woman as well. Movies like that are just kind of their own thing.
the original Spider-Man was a duology to me. It isn't not
The
duology.
duology.
Not duology. It's not a duology. It's a
It's a
duology.
duology.
Duology. It wasn't a trilogy.
Because to me, like, I don't know, and I'm not somebody who's gonna overanalyze the movie and try to pick out all the messages, but there's something about Joker that kind of makes you think a little bit. Because it's weird, because it's not a movie. Like, if the people ask me, like, "Oh, did you like the movie?" I was like, uh, the performance was good, and it did this. Like, it's not one of those. I never want to watch this movie again. You know,
Really? Okay. That's
it's
interesting.
it's hard to describe. It's hard because I think everybody will kind of come out of this with a different
Yeah.
experience.
It's definitely on my
It's
list to watch. It
it,
wasn't before, but I'm gonna try.
it's worth checking out because I feel like interesting, and there's something there to talk about,
Mhm.
And I didn't expect this.
No, I'm wondering if that's why the reception's so positive, is because there was no expectation for it.
To DC.
Yeah, DC has a sort of negative. I mean, what was the Birds of Prey, the new trailer for Birds of Prey, and I was like, oh, my interest. Oh no,
I didn't even watch it.
I was like, I'm okay. I'm gonna give that a
Yeah,
miss, but then it could turn
I
out
would
really
like
well. So
the upcoming Batman movie was something more like this.
it could be. Because
Like, I
especially
just
now
want,
they've seen Joker as, like, it depends on how early in production, but if they see
yeah,
that Joker performs really well commercially, they might go, well, this is our formula, which I've always thought DC should, really, because Marvel have the family fun, quirky sort of, not comedic, but they have, the witty kind of superhero market locked down. Like, that's Marvel's
like
shtick.
Mhm.
Batman movie, like The Long Halloween or Year One or something like that. I don't want
Mm.
like fancy high tech superhero shit Batman. I want like cool Batman.
Yeah, you want him, gritty, dark, and
I mean, again, like, I fucking love The Dark Knight. It's an amazing movie, and that's
mhm.
actually a pretty good example. That's a good example of what I want a Batman movie to be.
Yeah, I mean,
Fucking great, you know.
I would say that's hands down my favorite Batman movie, Dark Knight.
There's really no contest.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm all about the George Clooney one, Batman and Robin. That was
Well,
pretty
yes,
good.
of course.
That Mr.
It's a
Freeze
masterpiece.
Ain't nothing wrong with Batman and Robin.
Bat
It's
nipples.
dumb, but you know what? I like it.
It was 90s dumb.
Like, it's true. Like that kind of dumb is so charming that it's just like, fuck yeah,
Yeah, that's
I'm
like
saying,
the Mortal
it's
Kombat and
super
Street Fighter
dumb.
films. I fucking love those. They're terrible.
Yeah.
Like, they are bad, but they're also amazing. They're just
I
great.
wonder if movies like that are being made now that people in like 10, 20 years are going to watch and be like, wow, I love 2010
What would be the
era
genre?
movies like this.
I think it'd be like the shitty horrors that get pumped out, like Wish Upon and
Oh,
stuff like
yeah.
that, and Slender Man. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be the thing that people look
Shitty
back
horror
on and go,
movies.
oh, look at that, eh? That was terrible.
What happened? What happened with this? Are they making a Slenderman movie, or did they already do that?
They made it, and it was bad.
Yeah.
When
It was
did that happen?
not well received.
When the hell did that happen?
Last year?
Year ago?
Oh.
Yeah. I want to say last year.
Yeah, I'm sure it was 2018.
Oh, I completely that existed.
It was. I think they slipped it under the radar because I think when it was due to release, there was that actual I think the result, because remember there was the girls, or I think it was girls who tried to murder a classmate because
right. It was two girls who tried to murder their classmate right before the movie came.
yes, that's it. It's either the trial finished or the actual act itself happened before the movie was due to release. So they kind of went, oh, sort of, you know, didn't have as big as a release. For
The Homer Simpson, net call.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit unfortunate when that happens, but understandable why they delayed it, or maybe, had a low-key release. But yeah, speaking of horror films, we should do something for... do you know what? For the 30th of October, we need to find, like, a crappy horror film and watch it, and then we can review it on the show. And we'll watch it together.
Okay, but like I think if we talk about a crappy horror movie, it shouldn't be something that's made to be crappy. Like it shouldn't be just like an intentionally shit movie.
No, like
it should be like
Have you ever seen Wish Upon?
Oh, I've never heard of it either.
Oh, okay. That'd be like that's what I'm thinking of. I'm trying to think of like another one that I can put it up. So it was like low budget and it's bad, but they're trying to take it seriously. Like it's taken somewhat. They're not just pumping it out. They're trying to somewhat take the material and going, look, this is really scary and little. This is
okay, yeah. I just looked it up and I see what you mean.
There's one in it. I mean, spoilers for Wish Upon, but there's one where it's basically she finds a Chinese wish box or something. So she wishes to this box and it makes it come true. But it's like the monkey's paw. Like something bad will happen. So
as it does.
She wishes to be rich, so her uncle dies and leaves inheritance. I think it's her uncle. I can't remember. I can't remember what happens, but it's basically people around her die, and I can't remember what she wishes for in particular. But the third or fourth person who dies is a neighbor she dies by getting her hair stuck in the what's it called in the what you guys have over there in the fucking thing in the sink.
The disposal.
Disposal. Yeah, like where it grinds shit up.
Click the switch.
Yeah. So I thought she's going to put... Because she lost it. I think she lost a ring or something in there. So I'm like, she's going to put her hand in. And her hand's going to get chopped up. You know what I mean? And then she doesn't. Her hair gets caught of it instead. Her hair gets caught in it and it's dragging her in. But the switch was right by her a second ago because she accidentally turns it on. It's right by her leg. Then when her hair gets caught, it's suddenly at the other end of the counter and she's like really reaching and she can't reach it at all. And then it snaps her neck. I don't know how, but it does. And that's how she dies.
Yeah.
And it's terrible.
I
was just like, come on. Because it's like they shot it and went, oh, fuck. She could just turn it off. Move it. That'll be fine. No one will know if we do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. So we'll have to find a.
Yeah, I haven't in a long time. Like this year, we were gonna watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, the original.
I watched it before, and I really, really liked that movie. I think it's actually the best horror movie I've ever seen.
The original.
It's a very good horror movie. The original one's very good.
Yeah.
I have the 40 edition Blu-ray I've been watching. Because I got it for like $20, and I've been just slowly working my way through the half dozen commentaries.
Oh yeah, it's such a great movie because it's an atmosphere. That movie's so good. It's one of those again. Like the scene, there's not a lot of violence in the movie, but the scene where the guy gets hooked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then
famously
the
dinner
one
so
that's
fucked up.
The dinner and the hammer shot to the guy, and he starts fucking
the
seizing
hammer.
Oh.
And famously, that movie has 2 actual ounces of blood in it because they were so restricted on it.
That's what's good because it has that charm. The settings and a lot of the shots in the movie and the house itself is just ugh, you know.
Who would have thought that atmosphere and good writing makes horror better than sudden loud sound and something jumping at the screen?
I mean, and it's still the original one definitely has an element of that, but it's not the focus because it's. I think it's famously the first time Leatherface shows up. He the metal door slides open. He's there, and it's Wah! But it's not in your face. It's just he's kind of in the background of the scene, and it's terrifying because you want it to be sudden and terrifying.
It's dread. That I don't mind. A jump scare is fine for me if it's used sparingly, because then it retains its impact. So like The Haunting of Hill House, which was on
I was
Netflix.
about to say, did
They-
that very well.
Oh, the
guys
one in the
know-
car is the one I'm thinking of.
That got everybody.
Oh, that was
I-
the best use of a jump scare I've ever seen. They're just arguing, you don't even think it's gonna happen, and boom! Oh my god.
Do you guys know what the absolute worst introduction of any horror movie villain is?
No. What have you got in mind?
It's fucking Nightmare on Elm Street where Freddy Krueger's walking down the laneway with like long ass arms. He has these like stretchy ass arms and he's like scraping like the
That's
fence
brilliant.
and shit. And
Don't you dare.
he looks so dumb. He has like these stupid like what do you call those those things like pipe cleaner. He has like these stupid pipe cleaner arms.
Now that's pretty dumb, but that whole movie is supposed to be like kind of acid trippy. The worst introduction. I don't even know if it's the first introduction, but in the first Halloween when Michael Myers is just in a car.
I don't
Following him,
remember that.
he buys his mask.
In the very original one, he's just in a car for a bit.
I'll have to. Halloween is one of my favorites, so I'll have to go back and watch it.
It's
You know what?
strange
for
movie.
me,
Go
like
on.
the scene that spooks me the most is when he gets the girl in the car.
In Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh. Mine is when he's just watching from the hedge. Do you know when you can see him like and he's standing by the hedgerow and he's just
Like the car one, like when you watch the movie and you see the car scene, it makes you like look behind you when you go in the car at night, you know? It makes you be like, "Is someone back there?"
It's a classic thing, isn't it? When a movie instills like a superstition in you. Like you're like, you know, there's still things that you'll always just be like, I'm just gonna double check this just in case this is a zombie. This person's shuffling towards me. I'm gonna keep my distance just in case it's a zombie.
Just in case I look and Freddy Krueger's coming down with his pipe cleaner arms.
These little noodle arms, motherfucker.
That was such a dumb. Like I love the scene right after where he like cuts his fingers off and like all this like green shit comes out of them. Like that's cool, but not the stupid pipe cleaner arms. Are just like
yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street was still personally like the scariest movie for me for years and years and years. It scared me so much.
Especially like when you're younger, if you watch when you're younger and there's a scene where like was it Johnny Depp's character and then he just like bursts into like this massive ridiculous sea of blood out of his bed.
Oh god, that freaks me out.
Yeah.
That whole thing. Like honestly, with that movie, I don't know. Something about it, like especially with the fact they with your dreams.
Yeah,
I like the movie.
I know I love the movie, but it scared me because the fact that it fucked with your dreams, and I was like right at that age where your dreams actually start like getting like really weird. You know what I mean? Like you're getting into that early teenage years, and all sorts of new shits up in your head that's never been there before.
It's because you can't defend yourself in your dreams, so it's like
I want
when you're asleep.
Watch Wes Craven's New Nightmare because I really liked that movie when I watched it, but that was the only sequel. I mean, I love number 3 Dream Warriors, number 1 for the amazing Dawkins song, and number 2 because it's cheesy as shit, but still enjoyable. But New Nightmare is one I thought was actually really good, like an actual good movie, but I just haven't.
Excuse me. Yeah. So, tip for horror films. Joker, is it getting a tip or a dip?
Oh, Joker's a tip, yeah.
Getting a little tip
Cool.
for Joker. There is
Again, like I said, it's worth checking it out. Maybe not in the theater, or maybe like what. It's just worth to watch it, just to see what they do.
Because I've heard that there's some very. I want to watch it and form my own. Like I've seen some of the criticisms of it, but I've not seen too many reviews of it. So I want to watch it before I see a lot of reviews, because you definitely spicy takes out there.
Form your own opinion on this and it with somebody and talk about it after.
Speaking of which, actually, I mean, derailing everything, but is there racism in it? Because I've heard people saying that the Joker has an issue with black people in it, or
no, there's literally not a single racist element of this movie.
Because I thought that's a bit ballsy. Because I saw it and someone was like, the Joker clearly has an issue with black people, and I'm like,
Oh, but no, he doesn't.
That's quite ballsy of him to make that in 2019. To make
like literally, there's not a single scene in that movie where you can even think
nothing at
that.
all. Okay, interesting. And
I mean, look, people will read racism into things. Not to say that there isn't a lot of racism out there that you should definitely pick. Will like say something's racist just
if they disagree with it
to get like a rise. Especially with something like this, with the Joker movie, that's already so contentious in a lot of ways. There's definitely going to be a lot of people calling out stuff that's probably not racist.
Yeah, sorry, we oh, are we all together? Are we all here still?
Ooh, he's not allowed. Like, what the fuck?
There you go. Sorry, it cut out for a second there. It's all right. We're back together. It's okay, guys. We're all together. We're all in it together. Have you got any?
Well, we're about to lose me because I'm about to put an atomic warhead in my mouth.
Oh,
fuck. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is gonna be a tip or a dip. It's warhead time.
I can't. Can I put my video on? I don't know how to do this. Can I do that on Discord? Fuck, I don't know. Can I do video on this thing?
I have no idea.
Don't have a video channel set up. Do we have video channel? Is that an option?
Well,
I don't know. Fuck it.
Just do your commentary.
Oh, it's gooey. Oh, it's gooey. It's stuck in the package. It's so gooey. Oh, it looks like it's fucking.
Yeah, there's only text and voice. Never mind. We'll find out.
I did one of those warhead challenges where you put like 10 or 12 in your mouth at once.
Oh God,
it was not bad.
It looks so.
Count for you.
It looks so mean.
Bad.
All right, fuck it. Here goes watermelon.
It's going in the hatch.
Woo! Oh, it's going there. It's go back and bite.
We've lost him. The microphone cut off. It peaked. That scream was so bad.
I'm into this reaction.
Oh, it's coming down.
There you go. That's good then. That was such an intense wave of motion that you let out and verbalized that it peaked the microphone.
Oh God, they are as sour as I remember. They fully are. It did that thing where it makes your like the back of your jaw clench up.
Yeah, I don't do well with spice or sour, so I'm no good with these things. But
I love it. Oh, now it's just sweet. Now it's just a sweet hard candy.
Tip or dip?
You get about definitely a tip. It's as sour as you remember, unless you're the come singly. They're listed as extreme sour. I don't know if that's a different version of the. I don't know enough about warheads anymore. I don't remember the last time I saw them in stores. I think it's only in Halloween candy.
You literally, you just fired off one of your warheads. You know what's gonna happen now?
Someone gonna fire one.
Gonna get NATO on my ass.
Mutually assured spice. Time to do some Latin dancing.
There we go. So, have we got any more tips and dips before we move on to the season of anime?
Technically, I had like this big elaborate story, but I'm gonna save that just because we've talked about so much already.
You're gonna save it?
Well,
is this a story involving Nip Nop?
Yeah, like I mean, it's such a like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I figured we got a lot of content packed, so I can maybe talk about it next episode.
Do you know what?
I can tell you, I haven't watched any anime, so I don't think we actually have that much to talk about.
Fair enough. Have you not? Are you up to date with Fire Force and Dr. Stone from last week?
I haven't been home since Friday.
Okay, then. So it is entirely up to you, Manimal, if you want to tell it. We are an hour deep into the show, so.
Okay. How about maybe I'll make it a shorter episode then, and next episode I'll talk about this.
Okay, no worries. Well, the Nip Nop will tease you guys. We don't know what the fuck it is. I'm not gonna lie.
Little tease.
Little tease. You don't even...
I do want to do another book review. So last one I think I talked about when I finished reading Prelude to Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Now I finished the sequel book for the Foundation.
That did not take long.
It didn't. I ripped through this book and it's like 470 something, 50 something pages.
Okay.
About it. So with the Foundation series, these are the two prequels that tell the whole. And yeah, this book was it was good. And let's say that this Isaac Asimov is a super good writer because like the way he writes is so easy to read. You just burned through it and everything is great to understand. And it's really easy on the eyes, if that makes sense.
I get it.
It's written in a way that's just really easy to digest without being like overly simple. It's just not like super like there was a big tall building on a stormy night, you know.
Sure. I mean, I feel it because I've been reading the Odyssey, and it's again like really easy to just kind of go through. It flows very naturally from one word to the next.
Yeah, that's exactly, and that's like mastercraft kind of writing.
Right. I mean, that's why we remember Asimov so fondly.
Yeah, and the only problem I have with For the Foundation is it's separated in 4 parts and it time skips significantly each time to tell the entire story of the main character Harry Seldon. Because the 2 prequels are basically telling his entire life and all this stuff that he sets up in this sci-fi world with all these planets and it's basically the whole series is about this galactic empire tries to keep it alive with his mathematical predictions and all this stuff. But the problem is this book tells you what happens when it time skips, but it doesn't just show you. Like people talking about events that happened and that's how you piece it together. So there's less action and more just like, oh, this is what happened. You know?
I see.
It'll be a lot of people talking about the events. Like not as many of the like where the first book was better for being more having more of an adventure into it and stuff like that. The second one was a lot of just like it flew like this book was extremely fast paced because it had a lot to tell. Still found it enjoyable. What's that?
I just said fair enough.
Like it's still enjoyable, and I would say it's good for me since I don't usually read books. So if you want to read like, I'd definitely recommend Prelude to Foundation, and then this one too. And I started reading the original Foundation, which was written, I think, in like 1951 or 52 or something. It's not bad. The prequels are from 88, I think, and then 91 or 92.
Oh, okay.
Long time between them. And the Foundation is kind of boring because it's easy to read. It's just like I read it and then I'm like, what's happening? Because it is a lot of just saying what the events are. Like it again, time skips, and then they'll talk about, oh, there's this big war and this big like they installed a military base on this planet. It's like a galactic empire.
Galactic Empire.
Which we can imagine when I say that what we would all think of. But yeah, I don't know. I'll finish reading and give my full review, but For the Foundation 3.5 out of 10 or 2 or 3 kind of thing.
Fair enough. We'll wait with bated breath to await your final verdict then.
I'm a literate man. I'm a man of literature. I'm a literature reviewer now.
I'm
the Roger Ebert of books now.
Barry Goldman. You're gonna we're gonna have to dust off Barry Goldman and Roy Thistlebottom soon.
Oh yeah.
And we can review that book. I think the only book I'll be reading is, as tradition, got to read Christmas Carol from Charles Dickens. I forgot his name then. I was like, who the fuck wrote it?
Yeah.
Who's one of the most famous authors in the history of this world?
Who is arguably one of the most famous men to ever come out of my country?
What was his name again?
Couldn't have been important.
J.K. Rowling, I believe. Great Victorian writer. She wrote Christmas Carol. I wonder what her Christmas Carol would be like. Maybe we need to rewrite.
She'd probably ruin it on Twitter. It'd be good in the moment, and then she'd ruin it on Twitter 20 years later.
Wait, the ghost was he they were all ghosts. Everyone was ghost. You should accept
There we
this.
go. The ghosts were the only ones who were alive.
Yeah. You should accept that, guys. And if not, then you're bad people. But yeah, fair enough. That's the book review. Tip for the books. Then I guess there's nothing left other than this if we go into the, well, I was going to say summer season of anime, but summer has now rolled over to fall. There's nothing other than the leftovers from summer, but they will be counted in with the fall. So, since we left off, Fire Force took a 2-week break. Episode 12 released last Friday. We're currently recording this Tuesday. So I have watched that, but we won't talk about it because Coryn's not caught up just yet. Episode 15 of Dr. Stone was out. Episode 14 of Vinland Saga, I believe, was on as well. So I'm caught up to date. So I'll talk about the new things because I don't think you guys will have watched any of the full season things that I've caught up with. Because I realised I was 4 episodes behind on Vinland Saga, and I was like, holy shit, I need to catch up. So I did a bit of binging on that, so it kind of infringed on the fall season itself. But let's go through. So I've watched 3 things, no points for guessing which one of them was. It was My Hero Academia. There's nothing to say on that one. It was a filler episode as well. So it was literally, it was a recap, but they kind of disguised it a little cleverly, which I think, like I say, it was still filler. So essentially what happened was they had a reporter come to their school, and he was just trying to find out which one is the successor to All Might. And he found out, but he was like, yeah, I'm not going to tell the story because it should be secret, even though he doesn't know why it should be secret. He just keeps it a secret. But it was a nice little reminder. It's glad to see it back. It's going to be a decent arc. I like the overhaul arc, so it should be fun. Same voice actors, same standard of production, so there's nothing I can really say. The opening's good, but I've liked pretty much all of the openings for My Hero Academia, so that ain't too bad.
I mean, they have the budget for the good opening.
They do. They always have a killer opening. Then I watched Hatage, Kimono Michi, and No Guns Life. I will be vague about No Guns Life because I know that's one that you're keen to look at, Coryn. No Guns Life was decent. It had a good first episode. It wasn't mind-blowing, but that is largely because of sort of how it's paced. In these classic ones, it sort of just introduces you to the character, just sets up the first story. I feel like episode 2 is going to be pretty sick. It took me a few minutes because the artwork is great. Like, I really like it. In particular, the lighting, so the mood lighting and the ambience of the scene, I really like. It takes some getting used to for the gun head. So Juzo, with his entire revolver head, his mouth doesn't move when he speaks, and there's no eyes, so there's no facial expression coming from him whatsoever.
I really love Samurai 7, and that had a very similar character, so I think I'll get over that.
He doesn't really express any emotion, other than the odd time when it goes into, like, I'm not sure what the style would be called, but very wavy, loose lines. Like, so when he's shy, if he blushes, so some girl he's fighting undresses, like, she takes off, like, the nun outfit, and she's got, like, a, combat gear on, but, Japanese combat gear, so obviously she's got a swimsuit on, basically. And because he sees, like, part of her breast, he just suddenly turns, like, he blushes, and seeing a gun blush is weird, but it's funny. The rest of it's played quite seriously, no. It sets up a decent world. I'm just trying to be as vague as possible. There's one part in it. So they're basically he's saving someone from being kidnapped is like the plot of it. The first episode, and I'm kind of. Oh no, actually, I'll wait because me going into it in too much detail will just spoil it essentially. So I'll be brief. I'll be vague. I like the artwork. I like the opening. The opening's killer. Really like the designs. Looks like the story's going. It's got laid some promising groundwork for this mysterious company, Bruhan or whatever it's called, and sort of shown how everyone's. They call them the cyborgs, people who've got cybernetic enhancements. They've extended their normal capabilities, so it's like it's commonplace for people to have these these accessories. But we'll talk a lot more about it when you've watched it next week, and we'll talk about the second episode when that's out as well. The last thing that I watched then, Hatage. I watched these back to back, by the way. So No Guns Life, pretty gritty, serious. I guess you could say a cop drama / thriller. Well, he's not really a cop, but I guess you could say he's more like a private investigator, I suppose. Like he sort of works independently. You know, there's some weighty concepts thrown around there, you know, about, you know, your freedom and all that kind of thing. So, you know, we go from there to Hatage Kimono Michi, which, if you guys aren't familiar, that is the show where a professional wrestler is transported to another world. So it's an isekai.
Yep.
He's transported. He's the strongest warrior of Earth. He's deemed because he's pro wrestling champion, or he's about to be pro wrestling champion. He gets transported mid-match into a mysterious castle where a princess is there, and she's going, "Oh, please, great hero, please defeat the mighty monsters and beasts that we have around us." However, he is an animal lover, so he goes, "You want me to kill animals?" And she's like, "Yes, please." So he goes around her, and he German suplexes that bitch into the floor in front of all of the guards, and just leaves her ass exposed because, you know, he German suplexed and pinned her for the 1-2-3. She's down and out. He drapes his cape over her to protect her dignity and then runs off. So he's painted as he's an animal lover, and people say he loves animals too much, and that kind of comes across. So he's walking around this fantasy world in his wrestling trunks and his wrestling boots, and he has his mask on, and he's wondering why people are scared of him and think he's a pervert. And then he thinks, aha, it's because I've got a mask on. Now if I take this mask off, it'll be fine. No one will no one will question anything about what I'm doing. So a cat girl and a beast man come up to him because they think I don't know why, they just decide they're going to capture him. I think because he's on the run, because the princess probably wants him arrested. They don't explicitly state this, but it's probably more than likely what's going down. He sees them, finds out that there's a cat-eared girl, a Nekomimi, and there is a beast boy, half wolf man. He is enamored with them. Like, do you know how you have the sort of trope of the guy who's obsessed with girls and he doesn't get a nosebleed, but they sort of go mental and steam comes out on the nose and that kind of thing? He does that. He acts very creepy and very weird towards them. The beast wants to fight him. He runs at him. He then gets him in a wrestling clutch and doesn't rape him. I want to say he doesn't rape him. He pets him. But they play it as if he's violated him because he's a big scary wolf boy, you know? So he pins him down and strokes his chest and like rubs him and sniffs him and does all this thing. It's very weird because he's like anthropomorphized and he's, you know, until he's like, oh no, and then he's just on his back because he's been broken in by the pats. And then it even shows him in the shower later. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that kind of image. And it's so strange. He doesn't do it to the Nekomimi because she runs off. He sees a girl who's a wolf girl. Oh no, she's not like half wolf like the dude. She's obviously just a normal girl, but she's got wolf ears and a tail. And he saves her because she was going to be sold to someone. So he thinks, I'm going to save her, slave girl, you know, do a good deed for a day. So he does. He German suplexes the other guy. Turns out, no, look, she took a loan from this guy, and she said, if you don't give me any interest or anything to pay, if I'm late, then you can sell me. I give you my permission. So he's literally like, oh, right, okay. Well, he was going to sell you because of this debt. That's not very fair, right? And she's like, well, no, I agreed to it. And he's like, oh, okay, well, he's a bit of a dick for agreeing to that. No, that's quite a hard clause. And she's like, well, actually, I cried and moaned and whined outside his store until he finally agreed to those terms. And he's like, okay, you're not a very nice person. Anyway, flash forward. He gets a job in the Hunters Guild. He's basically talking about how much he loves animals and how much he's going to meet them all. The person confuses this and just believes that he's going to absolutely destroy all the beasts and demons that wander the earth. And a pack of Cerberuses attack in the wild. So he gets called out to that job. He goes to them, and everyone has this what I like about it is that everyone, because he's so fearless, because obviously he's just in love with these animals. He loves all the animals. They're all like, he's going in unarmed. He's not even wearing armor. This guy's insane. Like, they fucking love him. They're like, this guy must be a monster. How could he be so confident? People run from Cerberuses. They don't charge towards them. He's smiling and all that. So they think he's like some crazy strong warrior. But so he goes in and he's like, oh, well, how do you subjugate dogs? So he's like, well, what do you do with dogs? How do you make friends with dogs? I know. You make friends with the leader of the pack, and then the rest will follow. And I was thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, I know what dogs do to each other to familiarize themselves. They sniff each other's asses. And I was like, is he going to go down that line of thinking? So he's like, I'll make friends.
In my head, I'm imagining him as that one Scottish dude who's kind of famous online who is like very confused looking all the time.
Oh, yes.
He's just like, what do you do with dogs?
He literally goes, how do you make friends with dogs? And I was like, I know how dogs make friends with each other. Are you going to do the thing that I think you're going to do? And he was like, oh, you make friends with the pack leader. So he runs in and he's playing with them, but obviously, like, to the outsiders, he's like dodging attacks and everything. He's just like pushing them away, and they're like, oh, he's taking them on barehanded. And then he grabs the pack leader in a powerbomb position, drives him down onto the floor, has him pinned down. So his ass...
As you do.
Yep. So his ass is right by his face, and I was like, I know where this is going. I see where this is going. And sure enough, he is sniffing the dog's ass. And he's like, you like that, don't you, boy? Yeah. And you see the dog like, and then eventually it's like, oh, it's broken in now. It's subjugated. It's okay. He's friends with them all. But he has his back to them. So they're all like, but one of the lines of dialogue is very bizarre because it says, it goes, he has it pinned down. Like the way you would pin down a lady. It's like, wait, how many women have you been with that you have them in a sit-down powerbomb position? That's not a thing.
Are they all beast men, or is it just...
There's humans, so everyone's a human, and then there's Nekomimi girls, and, cat girls, wolf girls, all that kind of thing. And then there's half beast men, which are like the wolf guy who like his upper body is an anthropomorphized like furry wolf, and then there's actual monster. Like, it's so bizarre. Like, I don't know where the line is, but I think humans don't like beasts is the thing that they're going for. And I was thinking like the Nekomimis and that are like second-class citizens, because I don't know if they are, but that sort of, you got that impression like they're doing like job work, and one of them was going to be sold. So maybe his thing is, because he said he's basically just going to open a pet shop. He's like, I'm going to open a pet shop. I'm going to teach the world that you can live in harmony and love all these animals. And the wolf girl's like, sure, let's do that. Because he subjugated these Cerberuses. Oh no, he got paid so he could put clothes on, which is good. And the show ends with him telling her this, and he's like, the four of us can do this together, because he's got his little pet dog that came with him from Earth. And she's like, yeah. Wait, who's fourth? And then you just see there's a giant ant just sitting at the table, and then it just ends. Like, it's the most bizarre thing. He's weird. He's creepy weird, the main guy. But from what I gathered, he doesn't have a sexual attraction to them. He just very, very much loves animals of all kinds. So he'll nuzzle with them and do all that. But it's portrayed
just the Japanese dude making this that perverts the situation.
It's because the way it's portrayed in the show, which I guess you shouldn't laugh about because it is kind of weird, but it's so absurd that I was burst out laughing because I was like, he's gonna sniff that dog's ass, isn't he? He's gonna sniff that dog's ass. Okay, he's going with a pat. Yeah, he's in there. He is all up in there. And like it's blushing, and it's just a bizarre. I'm like, someone's made this. Someone suggested this, but really odd. That's all I could say. Really bizarre, and I kind of hope he doesn't have like an attraction, like a kind of sexual attraction to the Nekomimis, because he loved them, like the love hearts and everything. But he very clearly did also say that he loves all animals, regardless of size, shape, or gender or species. He just loves animals. So if they carry on that way.
You're an animal lover. It's what you are.
Mm-hmm. I like a light-hearted, absurd comedy like that. So I'll definitely give it another shot. The second episode, because it was so fucking bizarre. Like, see fucking wolf, like how he pinned him down, as his sister is trying to pull him away from assaulting his brother. He would be Me Too'd, shall we say, if it was nowadays. He would certainly, in that world, be Me Too'd. But so that's Kimi no Michi. So watching those two back to back was certainly an experience, shall we say. There are two more on my list that I'm going to check out before next week, or hopefully before next week, and that is The Cautious Hero, which has the long title, like the Cautious Hero, the hero that is overly powered but overly cautious, or some classic light novel title.
Right.
That one is out. I don't think it's on Crunchyroll now. I'm really struggling to find these. Any of these shows that I've been watching are not on Crunchyroll, other than maybe Babylon. That was the other one, the kind of mystery thriller one that we were pretty high on in the fall season. So I definitely want to check that one out as well. And continue Vinland, Fire Force, and Dr. Stone as well, which we'll talk about next week. So that is all of the anime mangas that I've watched.
I have an very important question that I've been waiting at least 20 minutes to ask.
Go for it.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long, but go ahead.
Well, 10 minutes actually. Now that I look at it, it's felt like a decade.
Sorry that I bored you.
If it's impossible to avoid and you have to have an extendable dick, would you rather have a telescope, would you rather have a telescopic one, like a tripod, or something like a 2002 toy lightsaber that whips out, it's in multiple sections, but you can't just have one section. Instead, it
Isn't
just
that
all
the
comes
same?
out.
That's
Boom.
telescopic?
But those are both,
No, it isn't.
That's just
No. Telescopic is adjustable, so you can adjust the size. But the 2002 lightsaber,
Oh, it's all or nothing.
Whip out.
Well, obviously you go with the adjustable.
You want adjustable.
You don't want.
But wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if something?
The thing about adjustable is you could just go full length at once too, unless you want a full flick out, which is a little much.
That would be interesting.
That's aggressive. A woman needs to know that's going to happen. Look, you can't just
the two toy lightsabers, part of the lightsaber already stuck out because it couldn't go in all the way.
Not the ones I had.
You could kind of simulate that.
I have two Revenge of the Sith era toy lightsabers in my closet right now. The hilt and the blade goes all the way into the hilt. They were the cheap ones that was hanging right off the rack. No, they were the super cheap ones.
Okay,
they came in purple, red, blue.
Because I'm talking about the ones that had the whole sounds, and when you hit stuff, it was like.
Oh no, these are just plastic. These are just plastic, no sound included.
The Hasbro ones.
Because I'm talking about the. So that's what I mean when you could have the telescopic tripod one or the 2002 Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, but I think I'd absolutely go with the.
Everyone picks the telescopic one, and only I am the weirdo with the 2000.
It's because
Clones toy lightsaber.
I think that's because you picked a very specific example for what your dick wants to be like.
You could emulate that though. You could emulate the 2002 toy lightsaber because you just stick the tip in and then you just go, and then you push in. And you've done it. You know what I mean? Just get a soundboard on your phone. And then you're all sorted.
Oh, jeez.
Do you reckon you could maintain lightsaber noises all the way through sex or no?
It depends how long you're having sex.
I have. I go one of those one of those early reader books that has the sound effect pad thing next to it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's one where it's like a C3P. It's like a Tatooine story, and it has the sound effects. It has you press it and it makes the sound. So
I wouldn't want C3. That's like the last cast of the Star Wars that I want interrupting me during sex. Oh, hello. I have noticed that you are having intercourse. Would you like me to bring refreshments?
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but C-3PO speaks over 10 million forms of communication. Do you think he knows the language of love?
Asking the real question.
You could say I know all these languages, but the one I don't know is love.
That's a song.
Aw. Then you gotta teach
C-3PO
it to
Don't
him.
Know Love. Poor guy.
When last year I wrote the song "I Don't Know Love," it was actually from the point of view of C-3PO. You guys didn't know. You guys were there you guys were literally there when I invented this song, and you didn't know that it was about C-3PO.
I didn't. That's true. I did not know that it was about C-3PO. I want to go back and listen to it now just to see if any
The
of
whole
it
song,
fits.
the whole song was actually just it was all about C-3PO.
Fair enough. I think that's probably the song that we're going to have to end on then.
Okay, I mean, I don't really like that song anymore because it's out of date, but
But it's a time capsule. Well, what would you suggest? What would you suggest for our?
yeah, we realized it's not about me; it's about C-3PO. So we'll play the song.
Okay, we'll do. We go.
It's not a. It's a song that is no longer relevant, but at the time I wrote it, it was relevant.
I'm with you. Let's find.
It's about C-3PO. It's not about me.
It's not about Manimal. It's about C-3PO, everyone. So this will get you in the mood for Star Wars. At least I hope it does. Don't know why I'm trying to find it now when I could just find it later. But you know, I'm dumb. I'm a
Let's
dummy.
just play it later.
Yeah, let's just do that. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Is it on?
Tune in next time.
On
The mystery of Nip Nop.
Yeah, that's your little tease for next week. Your reason to come back is Nip Nop. Everybody, Nip Nop Gate will be upon you next week. What else are we gonna do?
Maybe you'll stop putting gate after everything.
Nip Nop Gate.
He won't be.
What did I put gate
Talk
on?
about my. I will literally talk about my gate, and I will still call it Gate.
We don't want to hear about what you gated last night.
Stop gatekeeping. The gate. Stop gatekeeping. Hashtag insert word gate. Gamergate 2.0. Gamers rise up.
No.
We live in a society.
We live in a society, and it's not oppressing gamers.
It's oppressing.
Talk about
gamers
you
rise up.
ignorant. You are so ignorant. You don't even know the first thing.
Gamers are the most oppressed race out there.
You
And the fact that you don't even realize it.
I was hiding back trying to tell you guys that the Joker movie was just about an oppressed gamer. I didn't because I think you would have not wanted to see it. But I have to tell you that's what the movie is about.
Oh no! Well, I need to see it now. It's my duty to help my fellow gamers. I found I Don't Know Love. I've got it. I found it. Mr. Steak is the most popular song out of this, from the looks of it. It's got 98 plays, rightfully so. I'm on SoundCloud,
Hey.
so you know. Mr. Stay for anyway. I'm getting carried away. So, any other last words, last thoughts before we head on out?
I have to take a parting shot to what's that bone? Your ankle bone, the one that sticks out.
The Achilles? No, do you mean the side bits?
Yeah.
I
think those are part of your leg bones, if I'm not mistaken.
bits
Take a shot to that.
of the ankle.
I'm gonna take a little bit of a oop, boop, boop to that.
Cool. He takes an e boop to the ankle, and I don't know, go plant a tree or something.
There you go. Go plant a tree.
Plant a tree and save the bees.
Save the bees. Plant a tree.
Be a G.
Eat.
Good. Take public transportation. Drive less. Buy a more fuel efficient car if you can.
Yeah. You
Bad
fucking dicks.
Ride a bike.
Hashtag.
Fall in love. Hashtag fall in love.
Yeah. Hashtag free Bangladesh.
Bangladesh need to be freed? I'm sorry. I don't know anything about Bangladesh, really.
I don't know. I insulted them last week, so I feel like I need to put a encouraging hashtag this week. Although it was all a joke, no. I love the great people of Bangladesh. Just know that, everyone. Yeah, that's everything from episode 184 then, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Next week we'll be talking a lot more about the full season, we promise, in episode 185, and then the week after that it's Halloween, spooky season. So I mean, we'll probably
spooky.
And you'll get the Nip Nop, of course. The mystery of the Nip Nop will be solved next week, which is we need to know. It's important to
yeah.
But for now, you can listen to the fantastic musical stylings of the Man and Meal. This is I Don't Know Love. So I'm going to play this for you guys right now. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, it's so melodic. I'm just going to listen to it as a bed of music as it fades out. Yeah. C3P, yo. Something. Had room to grow.